Let's see what else is in store for us. I am ready to read paragraphs. We could either go to... We need a scan. This is the prison planetoid? Rykadi or Arikadi Philia. Or Rykad Minoris. Scan is required. We have 3 quests here. An identified void ship down there. Curious. Is this gonna stay? Because I want to investigate. Well, I have one quest down here. We might as well have a look at it. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to Rykad Minoris. Lord Captain, there is some commotion on the officer's deck. The Lady Navigator has left her quarters and is currently in the wardroom, where uninitiated crew members are shunning her in terror. Perhaps you should find out what has brought Cassia to the deck. Ah, every day with you people, there's always something.
Lord Captain, my apologies. I did not notice your entrance.
It pleases me to see you adjusting to life aboard the ship.
Compared to Urak 5, your ship is a boundless world of unfamiliar hues. And yet, the abundance of bright colors can at times be wearisome on the eyes. The bridge and the decks are so clamorous. In my search for a place of quiet, I was fortunate to come upon this islet of serenity filled with rare tomes and practically devoid of color.
The events that took place in Urak 5 must have shaken you greatly. Are you well?
One should not underestimate the navigators of House Orselio, Lord Captain. Like a shawl of pale smoke, a faint malaise hangs upon my shoulders, but it will not be the slightest hindrance to my duty to humanity, and my duty to you.
Your only attendant is your valet from Urak 5. Well, he's still alive apparently. I thought he sacrificed him during the ritual. Do my servants not measure up to your standards?
No. It is not that at all, Lord Captain. It is just that Uwe is quite capable of carrying out his duties by himself. He is well accustomed to my whims and preferences.
Cassia cringes ever so slightly, adjusts the adornment on her forehead, and then awkwardly hides her clawed finger in the folds of her clothes. The unnatural appearance of navigators often becomes a topic of gossip among lowly servants and officers alike. It is unsurprising, then, that Cassia prefers the company of one who is used to how she looks. I hope that you have had ample time to calm yourself and your powers.
There are people on this ship who are far more impulsive and dangerous to others, and far less devoted to the God Emperor than a herald of the Navis nobility. But I did not need your words to see the shades of umber unease that whirl around your subjects whenever I am near. Were I not acquainted with such a reaction, I could have found their behavior and your question just now insulting.
Okay, I'm sorry, Jesus! Point at the book in Cassia's hands. I see you are fond of reading.
Oh, this. I found this fascinating read on one of the shelves, and I must say, it has caught my eye. Its every chapter is written in verse. I find it so beautiful and enrapturing. Urak 5 had a vast archive of its own, of course, although most of the works within had to do with scholarly disciplines of some sort or another. Only in my sparse moments of respite was I allowed to escape into the pages of more embellished works. Lord Captain, would you kindly explain to me why you are pestering me with these questions? Inquiring about my mood and my needs, showing an interest in the books I am enjoying. You are behaving as if you possessed a shred of fellow feeling for one such as I. I beg your pardon, Lord Captain. That was no way for a navigator to conduct herself.
You have nothing to apologize for. Human emotions are natural, be they good or bad, and it is just as natural to share them with others.
Please forgive me. I cannot even understand myself right now. Your words and attention have reminded me of life on the station, of Theobald and Felek. I do not understand. They were merely the keepers of Urak 5. So why do memories of those two make me feel a strange heaviness here? At the same time, I find myself overwhelmed with new excitement and anticipation. At last, I have set foot outside my familiar walls, and into a world that I have only seen before in the pages of books. Your ship alone is a treasure trove of remarkable artifacts and curiosities. And just imagine the things that await beyond, but... My delight must seem childish to you, surely. In your heart, you must be finding all this quite amusing.
I understand what you're going through. My own life was turned upside down not too long ago.
Indeed. I did not know. That is to say, I could not have known, as it is the first time we are speaking in a circumstance so... private. My word, when I found this place, it was so full of officers. Why did they all leave?
Perhaps my people did not wish to disturb you.
Or because my presence offends them. Then I must take my leave as well. I am due to inspect the Sanctum Navis after the communion ritual and prepare the chamber for the upcoming warp jump. Thank you for your company.
Anytime. Damn, she's tall, man. She's really tall. Oh my goodness, where am I? And what is this place? I've never been here before. Or have I? Where is my throne? Wait, did we level up? I want to go to the bridge. Let's see what we got. Hello? Is someone talking to me? I'm trying to level up here if you don't mind. I'm trying to level up everyone. Oh god, there's a lot going on. Reckless Strike. The warrior's next melee attack gains 20% armor penetration and 8 damage and ignores 9% of the target's parry. Every enemy who survives an attack enhanced by this ability will attack the warrior in return, including creatures with ranged weapons. Sworn enemy. The warrior marks a target gaining a 20% armor and 6 damage on melee attacks against the target. If the target attacks the warrior during this round, the warrior gains 1 AP once a round. Are those recommended? Those are the recommended, yeah. Forceful Strike. Taunting Scream. I mean, we are the tank, aren't we? I'll take Taunting Scream for now. And we also have... Okay, remind me what athletics are for? Strength and carouse. I will be more tanky then. Next one, Abelard. Let's see what you have. First of all, athletics for you. And then I'm gonna give you... God damn it, this is so freaking good, I want it. Every enemy who survives an attack enhanced by this ability will attack the warrior in return. I'm not sure I like that. Breakthrough. Has one charge for the current round. Slash cannot be used in the same round as charge. I'll take this. Idira! Idira. What you have right here? Perception. High perception can pick out a stray bolt or shell casing in between the day-to-day morass of an underhive, or even tell when someone is being deceitful. I think I want more intelligence on you, and we will do... God damn it, we have so much here. Fresh target. Attack deals... the enemy that is at full wounds. Instant exposure. Tide of Excellence. I'll take Tide of Excellence. Oh, I forgot. We also have Cassia in our party now. I need more ballistic skill on you. And control shot. The soldier gives a sign that they are about to open fire. The soldier and their allies will automatically dodge the soldier's next attack. Or dash. I mean, this is good. It doesn't power up my shots, though. How about rapid fire? The soldier's next ranged burst attack will have its base rate of fire doubled, but deal minus 25% less damage. All the shots will follow random trajectories. Oh. I don't know about that one. Entrench. There are so many! I want something... Let me see here. Support features... Universal... Offense. Part of me wants the rapid fire. I'll take it. And finally, you. I have no idea about you. What are you? An officer? Navigator. Okay. Perception and willpower. Lots of awareness and lots of lore about warp. Focus. Whenever the officer uses an ability on an ally, that ally gains a bonus to their perception and ballistic skill equal to 4. This bonus is stacked, but half of the stacks rounded up are lost at the end of the target's turn. Steady. This increases the damage of the next range attack by 5%. This bonus is increased by 1% for each cell between an attacker and the target. Yeah. And we will do... How much willpower do you have? More willpower is good. Are we done? Can I travel now? Do I have anything to give her? She is using the staff of Hauser Celio, which is exactly like the one I stole from her brother. I don't know. They have the same last name, so I could give her a better gun for sure. Why is the model so dark? Hold on a second. I don't have trouble with the settings anymore, so I might as well. Textures high. Apply. Save. Did that fix it? No, for some reason it's dark. What's this? Outfit settings? Appearance. Color scheme. Yeah, I don't know why it's dark like that. We already gave you a weapon. Maybe I should give you... She's not good with weapons, though. Yeah. Can I give you... this instead? 14 to 20, 6 to 10. Alright. Let's have a look at our map. I was heading off to... what was the name of this planet? Rika the Minoris, please. Take me there. Let's go kick some ass. Lord Captain, sorry to disturb you. It's pandemonium outside the bridge gate. One of the officers seems to be demanding an audience with you in person. I think I hear Master Wersarian's voice. In any case, I wanted to warn you in advance. People! Give me peace and quiet for a minute. We're traveling now. This is not the conduct of an officer. These are the antics of a highborn brat out on a lark. Explain yourself, Lieutenant.
I apologize, sir, but I must speak to the Lord Captain.
Very well, Lieutenant. You may address the Lord Captain, not least because I can see you have already seen fit to disturb her. Your unauthorized appearance on the bridge and display of belligerence toward a higher-ranking officer will be logged on your personal file without delay.
Lord Captain, Lieutenant Avrila Vent requesting permission to speak on a matter of extreme importance and urgency.
You may speak, but I want to hear a report, not a shouting match. Having two officers bickering in full view of the bridge is unacceptable.
I am sorry, Lord Captain. I thought that drastic times called for drastic measures.
The matter cannot wait.
Any minute now, an assault unit will be dispatched to the lower decks on order to crush the workers' strike by any means necessary. But I am convinced that this step is unwarranted and that the crisis itself was provoked by the actions of one of the senior officers.
Abelard, in no hurry to intervene, lets out a skeptical huff. He glances at Soreback, who is standing not far from him, but she maintains a stony expression.
Lord Captain, I urge you to investigate the actions of Seneschal Wersarian and to intervene in what's happening on the lower decks, because very soon we will have a mutiny or a massacre on our hands.
How did this all start?
The situation could boil over at any minute, so I'll give you the condensed version. It all began when the enforcers found a cultist amulet on the body of someone who'd been killed in a drunken brawl. We reported it up the chain immediately, arranged for a cleansing rite to be performed, and opened an investigation. No heretics have been found alive, but the search has brought tension between enforcers and workers to a head. There's an insurrection in the making aboard my ship, and no one has informed me.
I would not deem it a problem worthy of the rogue trader's attention.
The lower decks, as it so happens, are in revolt. 30-some years ago, we even had a revolutionary leader rise up there to establish workers' rule across the entire ship. It took a month to restore order, but even 8 years later, we're still battling rumors that the hero had survived his execution and was on the verge of gathering people to fight against tyranny once more. Needless to say, the rumors were baseless. As for the current situation, we have sufficient enforcers to deal with it. But on this ship, the word of the Lord Captain carries more weight than a salvo from 100 bolters. I'm sure that if the rogue trader addresses the malcontents directly, she will quell the unrest. I dread to think what problem you will disturb the rogue trader will be next. Perhaps you will ask the Lord Captain to break up brawls in the mess room. I have already given you the means to resolve this problem. You simply need to use them. If I may, your ladyship, sending a hit squad to crush the rebellion is a means of ignoring the problem, not solving it. Where does Seneschal Wersarian come into all this? I shall explain. I beg you to hurry. Time is running out. I will not hurry. Since my competence is under scrutiny, I shall speak for as long as I see fit. There is an established order to the way things are done on this ship. And one of the pillars of that system is that the rogue trader's attention is not distracted by trivial matters. It is the Seneschal's role to ensure that. I've always handled internal problems myself, so of course, when I received information about cultists hiding on the lower decks, I took the matter in my hand. So long as I live, not one of the vermin who murdered Theodora von Valancius will find refuge on her ship. You are far too heavy-handed, Seneschal Wersarian. Arrest interrogations, mass punishments for entire sectors. It was driven the people to the brink. Now there is a strike on the lower decks, in Depot 4 to be precise. 3 workers' clans are involved, but many more are passively supporting them. The situation could degenerate into an all-out insurrection. But when I reported my concerns, the only response I received was an order to dispatch an assault unit and crash the strike with maximum force. Abelard, what do you have to say of all this? I see no need to add anything. I acted within the remit of my authority, guided exclusively by the best interests of your protectorate and your personal safety. If you wish to confirm the rectitude of my actions for yourself, I have no objections. For my part, I urge the Lord Captain to go down to the lower decks, stop the assault unit, and speak directly to the people. You will see that they are not lying or harboring heretics. That way you will stop the uprising before it begins. I've heard enough. I will go down to the lower decks and deal with the problem personally. Praise the Emperor! Thank you, Lord Captain. An enterprise bordering on the sophomoric, but please yourself, Lord Captain. However, I categorically insist that I escort you. Lord Captain, I regret that the enforcers were unstable to handle the situation, which then led to you and the Seneschal's involvement. I consider it my duty to go to Depot 4 myself and see to the expedient resolution of this incident. Let's fucking do it. Oh, we're fighting. Well, everybody's coming with. These are not us. Oh, it is us. I cannot choose them though. Are we still in a cutscene? What are you doing? Can I move? Oh, I can move. Okay, I'm like, what? I was in a cutscene. Fuck you, game. Hey, it's Wersarian. Take that, scum! What the?
The lower decks are a source of endless problems. Sometimes I dearly regret that we cannot replace all the locals with servitors. Let's keep moving. We need to get to the bottom of this. What's this? Oh, they did throw this to Abelard, but it didn't hurt him. What does this one do?
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
I don't think I can interact with the valves. That would be wise.
I still do not see our purpose in coming here.
Shut up, Abelard.
Relax, old man. Going for a stroll on the lower decks every once in a while.
Ah, what happened? The sounds of a heated discussion reverberate through the ship's bays. Lieutenant Avrila Vent of the ship's enforcers is barring the path of her superior, Master-at-Arms Yocasta Sourback, who has arrived clad in armor. Judging by their expressions and tone, the standoff has dragged on for some time already, and has now reached boiling point. Lieutenant Vent, my patience is wearing thin. I have given you an order. Now get out of my way. I cannot comply with the order, ma'am. This is my deck and my sector. So long as this area remains under the Lord Captain's special oversight, no action can be taken without my express permission. There are only 3 people who are authorized to make me stand down. The first officer, the rogue trader, and the Emperor himself. So not all my lessons fall on deaf ears. Your ladyship? What's the situation? Your ladyship, my people have locked down the bay where the strikers are, including their leaders. We have the situation under control as far as resources allow. Under control, Lieutenant? I come here to lead an investigative unit, and what do I see? The rabble is on the verge of mutiny. There is nothing to investigate. This simply calls for immediate repressions and firing squads. And you, Vent, are a step away from facing charges yourself. We encountered some locals on our way here. Their conduct was outrageous. They even tried to throw things at us. The people are getting desperate, clearly. They saw the assault unit and they decided they had nothing left to lose. I apologize, Lord Captain. It is outrageous. I'm sure the people simply didn't recognize you. It wouldn't have occurred otherwise. We will deal with them once the current situation is resolved. I want to speak to the strikers. Abelard's mouth twists, but he restrains himself and says nothing. Right you are, Lord Captain. Allow me to wish you good luck. Oh, this is gonna go well. We're gonna get shot to death.
There will be no peace in my wake.
A dozen pairs of eyes stare apprehensively at you. The people before you are typical inhabitants of the lower decks. You take in their simple clothing, crude weapons, and faces that display varying levels of mutation, from the barely discernible to the strange to the outright grotesque. At least they're bowing. A whisper passes through the crowd and you detect a mixture of fear, astonishment, and joy in their reactions. Finally, 3 people break away from the crowd. An elderly woman and 2 men. This must be the leaders. They bow clumsily before you. Lord Captain, you have come down to us. Tell me what is troubling you. Why are you striking? Striking? That's news to us, your ladyship, says a tall, thin man in worker's garb. All we're doing is asking questions, saying what we think.
Shut up, Rivet. We're the deal, your ladyship.
Your damn enforcers are all over us down here. They say they're looking for cultists. One wrong word and they're reaching for their batons. If they want to punish someone, they turn off the heating to whole base for weeks at a time, so we get sick and freeze. In my clan, 2 little ones died from inflammation in their lungs, all because of those enforcers. The old woman spits on the floor and rubs at the spittle with the toe of her worn-out shoe. Argenta does not interrupt the workers, but you see the sadness well in her eyes when the children's deaths are mentioned. She quietly whispers a requiem prayer and makes a sign over herself. It's all true. Ben is the only enforcer officer who stood up for us. It's clear as day who had the mother from the lower decks and who grew up amidships and had no fellow feelings towards us. Your leadership, we're no villains here, we're honest workers, your servants. We've plotted no disorder, we went on strike openly, and now we've got guns pointed at us. All we're doing is asking to be allowed to work in peace without being harassed. The persecution started apropos of nothing, you say. I was told that one of you was found in possession of a cultist amulet, and that there are heretics hiding here. A cultist amulet? What's that? The jugo they found on the dead drunkard? If it was something evil or forbidden, we sure didn't know. The enforcers just said they were looking for heretics among us, and anyone obstructing their investigation would be punished. But how could there be heretics here? We know our own people. There have been no new faces around. Definitely not. And if there were, we'd be the first to report them. And as for this amulet, or whatever it is, they took it off a dead body. There are no cultists still breathing in our sector, that's for sure. But when that fight broke out, some enterprising folks looted the bodies. The boots they came back with. Nobody's ever tread these decks in boots so fine, I can tell you that. Seems to me these cultists have better commanders than us. Oh yeah, those boots really were fine. And there was no harm in taking them, right? As for the amulet, it must have been pocketed by someone who didn't know any better. We don't need any amulets around here. We all worship the Emperor. And where we're working, we bow down before the machine spirits of the large and small transformers and the servo motor. The same way my grandfather was taught 100 years ago by a tech priest who came calling. Believe us, your ladyship, we are people of faith. Naive children, weren't you taught from an early age about the danger of the archenemy creations? Weren't you warned that any unfamiliar object could be one of them? We were told, Holy Sister, that it was long ago. The last time we saw a confessor in our sector, it was just after I'd had my 3rd little one. That is regrettable, but you cannot lay the burden of leading a righteous life on the shoulders of holy fathers. Who will you blame when beasts crawl out of those amulets you stole from the heretics? The Holy Father who was not there, or the scavenger who brought evil down on himself and his neighbors? Abelard, do you have anything to add? I authorize the use of all necessary measures to locate Chaos worshippers hiding in the sector. The specific steps taken by the officers were not reported to me. Nevertheless, I am certain that their actions were justified. Cultists are no drunker stevedores. They are the enemy and a threat to the ship. Neutralizing them demands decisive action. Showerback, was it really necessary to torture these people with cold? The rabble understands only one language, Lord Captain. That of violence. As per regulations, should the laborers persist in their unwillingness to cooperate, the next step is limiting air supply and cutting off water, which is almost certain to restore order. The peasants can grumble all they want, but in the end, they are the source of their own misery. All they have to do is bow their heads and fall in line, and the need for punitive measures will disappear. We were attacked on the way here. How do you explain that? here's an explanation for you. The people have been pushed to their limit, and now they're lashing out. As if we don't know why these top deck units are being sent down here like that one there that the lieutenant won't let past. Our clans are all inside the bay that have been sealed off, but the lower decks are big. I'm sure that there are some people who've had just about enough. We're getting it from all sides. The soldiers have encircled the ones who've risen up. A death squad has just arrived. It's no wonder folks are lashing out. The wards seem sincere to you. Their body language and the glances traded between them reveal that the news of the attack has shocked them. What changes do you want? Would you look at this? The exalted Lord Captain herself is asking us Bilzras what we want. Well, here's what. We want you to rein in your damned enforcers and quit turning off the heat, and to stop battering everything that moves. No, that's not it. We want the enforcers gone from here, and we want to be armed. Give us arms, and we'll govern ourselves. We'll defend ourselves if these cultists do show their faces. I've been leader of my clan for 20 years now. Getting rid of these club-wielding thugs can only improve things around here. You've gone too far, old man. They'll never let us maggots on the lower decks live without the enforcers breathing down their necks. They probably even insist on enforcers on the upper decks too. As for weapons, what do we need them for? Before the first day's out, we'll have someone shooting their neighbor out of stupidity or drunkenness. We don't need that. If the enforcers stop hassling us, that'll be enough. In return, we'll find the scavengers who robbed the cultists' bodies, and we'll talk to them, one lower decker to another. If there are any more of those damned amulets about, we'll hand them over to the enforcers ourselves. You speak for yourself and your clan, and I'll speak for me and mine. I don't want empty gestures. I want real change. They'll promise us the world now, but as soon as the Anointed One turns her back, these brutes will be on us even harder than before, all because we dare to speak out. The tall worker's eyes dart between the two arguing leaders. Every few seconds, he opens his mouth as if planning to agree, but each time he falls silent, simply making a few vague noises of approval. I could do coercion, but that means the enforcers will stay. I don't want to give them weapons. Spreading anarchy on the ship is the first step toward embracing chaos. Putting weapons into untrained hands would be even worse. What's more, the enforcers are needed to maintain oversight and order. Withdraw those demands, and we will consider the rest. The tall worker they call Rivet shrugs and casts a sidelong look at the old woman. Old man, listen. Listen! The Lord Captain herself has come down to us and is offering concessions, and I don't know a single person in the whole of Depot 4 who's ever stood next to the rogue trader, let alone talk to them. Back down. Now's no time for you to be a stubborn old crone. Listen to us, Nun. The three clans of Depot 4 ought to act as one. We've made our minds up. It's your turn to decide. Don't ask them to disband the enforcers or give us weapons. We don't need any of that. The old woman hisses in dissatisfaction. You two are ganging up on me, is that it? So brave you're against an old woman? But I'll shut up. I will indeed. I won't go against two clan leaders on my own. If you want to make peace with the enforcers, make your peace. That's great, just fantastic. Lord Captain, we're all agreed. Then it's decided. The persecution will stop, and I will expect you to assist in locating any remaining amulets or weapons left by the cultists. Your leadership, thank you. You have not abandoned us lower deckers. You came yourself and settled everything. I'll tell my grandchildren about this. Fuel and provisions removed. Alright. I mean, we had spares, didn't we? Of course, your ladyship. We'll root out any nasty business faster than the enforcers, and we'll leave no stone unturned. And we didn't have to fight. I still don't know what the valves are for. I guess we can leave, unless... Is there any loot down here? This is a big area, actually. Let me have a look.
What lies beyond?
Goods! A multi-key, yeah. Do you have any more goods for me? If there are any, I will find them. What happened now? Stopping unexpectedly, Abelard imperiously dismisses the unit to stand at a distance and addresses your other companions, saying, "Have an urgent matter to discuss with the Lord Captain. Please, give us a moment." Well, are you pleased with your investigation, Lord Captain? What is that ward? You kowtowed to the disloyal rabble? Okay. You believed their lies and showed them leniency. Next time the ship is attacked by cultists, that rabble will welcome them in with open arms and allow them to wreak whatever havoc they like, because they see you as a weak leader. Is that how you see your future at the helm of the von Valanche's Protectorate? Do not speak to your Lord Captain in that tone. I am obliged to speak thus. Who else can point out your errors and offer your counsel? Why are you so angry? I solved the problem. But why did you have to be the one to do it? And did you consider what it might cost you? I would have handled the situation myself, had you not decided to intervene. Remember Lord Captain Theodora? Do you think she ever set one slippered foot on the lower decks? No, she did not. Such matters were left to myself and the junior officers, while she dedicated herself to your grand designs for the Protectorate, as any true strategist and rogue trader ought. Yeah, maybe we don't want to go down that path. I would be only too willing to trust in my seneschal and not fill my head with such matters, but the situation had spiraled out of control, Abelard. You're, right. At least as concerns junior officers making complaints directly to you. And, I lost my temper, Lord Captain, and I believe I ought to explain myself. The prosperity of the von Valanche's Protectorate is not just an empty phrase to me. I left the Imperial Navy for the chance to see it flourish. It was the most momentous decision of my life. I did it because I saw in Lord Captain Theodora's deeds the sign of true greatness. Rogue traders do not simply forge new routes and capture worlds. They create order out of anarchy. That creative impulse was entirely lacking during my time in the military. So I left behind everything I had known. Dude, why are you giving me your life story? I don't give a shit. Everything my family had known, I come from a long line of officers, blah blah blah, and I embark upon the incredible bliss, the distant frontiers of scouting voyages, yes. Are you done? One of the senior officers betrayed us all, okay. The rogue trader was killed. I cannot allow myself to panic or grieve, I'm duty bound to this, yeah. I understand, but you need to learn how to respect me as your Lord Captain and Rogue Trader. Accept it and start living in the new world. A world where Theodora is gone, and where you and I have new decisions to make. Yes, Lord Captain, your resolve is admirable, and
demonstrates strong leadership. I shall remember this moment should my own habits ever begin to creep back in. And now, please, let us leave the lower decks. If the rogue trader desires to stretch her legs, there are far more suitable places.
In this tapestry
I am
of
still
the
looting, if you
world,
don't mind.
I am the rogue thread.
Is that all there is? No more loot? What is that door? I need to find out. I need to go over there. Oh, okay. I'm like, why doesn't it open? Is it broken or something? Wait, wasn't I here a moment ago? I'm looking for goods. Guess there's nothing else to loot down here. Pah! The lower
One step
decks.
at a time, amidst the madness.
My god, I've been reading for so long, my tongue is numb. I am certainly not used to this. Lots of reading. Way too much. Can we get to the planet now? Today, preferably. Please. I want to fight something. As the ship makes its way through the star system, a strange fatigue falls over you. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the quill you have been using to draw... Is that me? To draw up yet another order falls from your hand. Why do I have gray hair? What the shit? You raise your head with a start. Someone else is here in your study. You stand up and stare at the dozens of corpses surrounding you. Among their numbers, you recognize the disfigured and bloodied faces of those who died on the ship's bridge, and those you met in your previous life. How is this possible? Where are the enforcers posted to stand guard? It matters not. You are alone against a horde of heretics risen from the darkness to take your life. As if of its own accord, the shard lying on the edge of the desk, the sole remnant of Conrad Voidvir's weapon, slips into your hand. The metal is searing cold. The dead sway from side to side, closing in around you in a nightmarishly slow advance.
Step back! Step back or else!
The dead only draw closer and closer, and your fingers involuntarily tighten around the shard, its sharp edge cutting into your palm. An unbearably bright light floods everything around, and you find yourself surrounded by groveling minions, their bodies shivering in your mere presence. Your hands no longer hold a pitiful shard, but the majestic and intricate weapon, a skillfully crafted sword with strange unnerving proportions, a curved design, and an unusual hilt adorned with the image of a closed eye. The eye opens wide, revealing a gaze so ancient and dark that it steals your breath away. You have felt this gaze before, there on the bridge, and the voice that appears in your mind only confirms your guess. The tapestry is woven, the path is chosen. Accept your fate, champion.
I am the sword's master, not its servant. Remember that.
You feel the sword's immense weight pulling you down. You resist its will for a moment longer before collapsing to the ground to the sound of odious laughter. The strain is such that you fear your back could break at any moment.
Fog, the first dawn is hereby woven to the tapestry of your fate. Seek the second dawn in the hands of she who rises above its future dominion. The former aspirant fell, and thus the new one will become the chosen of the Weaver of Destinies. Make mortals serve you as their god, and become the vessel of the Edge.
You waken from the vision kneeling next to your desk, clothes drenched in sweat and with a sour taste on your tongue. Your head is ringing, and you struggle to recall those faces and the image of the sword in your hands. Only the deep cut on your palm and the bloodied shard lying on the floor remind you of what just transpired. Foreign presence rises up out of the deepest, darkest recesses of your mind. The cut on your hand burns like acid, and as an alien consciousness in your head greets the pain with a discordant wave of barely intelligible voices.
Get rid of it!
You would rather die than touch that thing again, so you reach a shaking hand for your vox and call for a servitor. Now you just have to wait for the mindless automaton to arrive, pick up the cursed artifact, and head for the nearest airlock to be claimed by the void. Hope I did the right thing. Link your account. What?
Oh my god, it opens a different window! No, no, stop! What the fuck? Wait, I cannot move. I'm paused. That's why. There we go. Shrine of Remembrance. Are those backers? Where is my team? I want to play the piano. Is that a trap on the floor? Why is this red? Where the hell am I? Where is the bridge? Take me back to the bridge. I need to leave. I'm locked inside my house. Inside my office. Did we make it to that fucking planet yet? My god. Please. An hour later. Finally, let's begin the scan. A mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with the Blessed Standard template construct. The small industrial complex can be deployed on practically any world, however inhospitable. The Serf clan assigned to it will devote itself to the maintenance of its sacred mechanisms, and the extraction of resources needed by the rogue trader. Okay, is it happening now? Is it working? Take my team and go. The starport greets you with a din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Halt! Weapons on the ground, or I'm firing! A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles towards you from behind the chunks of rockcrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Mulgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown, the rebels are shooting down anything that flies, and you lot just happened to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. And on a shuttle like that. Where did you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? Grab him, lads, we've got ourselves a rebel landing force. Abelard turns purple. By the Holy Throne, what is this mess? They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. You must be mistaken. I'm the rogue trader of House von Valancius. The soldier grows more and more pale with every word you say. As soon as you are done speaking, he falls to his knees. My mistake, your ladyship. Didn't recognize you, ma'am. Please pardon my blunder. It's a bloodbath in here. Frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm. of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Ugh. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, ma'am. Sergeant Lass Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the starport on the governor's orders. How may I serve? What is going on here? Unrest, ma'am. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower level sparked, then it went up the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. Then Felek tore off his mask, precisely because he knew about the trouble on Rykad Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. You may continue your report, peasant. My unit was here when it all went to the Croxes. The tech priests linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Majoris. The governor took precautionary measures and ordered to increase security at the key facilities. Everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised, and we were sent to secure the starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo, every other fighter is wounded. I don't know how bad it is in the streets, but they'll drive us out of here any minute. What caused the rebellion? Ill thoughts, ma'am. We're following our hard times. The ground keeps shaking, things keep exploding. The people are scared, they've forgotten all about their duty. And that's when those Emperor Forgive Me preachers came. They started riling everyone up. Sure enough, we shot a few, but they just kept coming. More and more of them. Pat him on the shoulder. You are doing fine work, Malgar. And so are your troops. It is people like you that hold the Imperium together. I live to serve. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face filled with awe. I don't know, ma'am. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire the headquarters, your ladyship, ma'am. I am going to see the governor. If I may report, ma'am, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damn anti-aircraft battery, there is absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. I will voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters. They better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands. Both yours and others. You know the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulets won't save you from the bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head round these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight till my last drop. You are a good soldier, Malgar. I will see that your heroism is noted. The sergeant blushes slightly. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. On your travels, you will hear many rumors. Those of them that are deserving of the rogue trader's attention are logged in a separate section of the journal. Sometimes rumors are just that, other times there is truth to them, and in some cases there may be even more. To verify a rumor, travel to the place indicated in the rumor's description. While traversing the Corona's expanse as the rogue trader, you are bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the expanse's denizens to choices you have made. Alright, let's move. Do you boys have any loot around here?
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
I have to check. Who is shooting at us? Don't shoot at me. Loot.
Did you?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Something is happening. Cassie is an officer and your ship's navigator. She strikes foes with energies of the warp and supports the party by making her allies stronger. Voice of Command is an officer ability that increases an ally's characteristics for 1 round and also allows the officer to use their other officer archetype abilities on that ally from any distance. The higher the officer's fellowship bonus is, the more their target's characteristics are increased. Oh, then I needed the fellowship just for that. An officer can use Voice of Command again on the same ally only after 2 rounds have passed since its first application. Bring It Down is an officer ability that lets them immediately grant an extra turn on an ally. During that extra turn, the ally does not gain any movement points, but they do gain 2 action points which can be spent on making an attack or using abilities on consumables. If the ally is under the effect of Voice of Command and destroys an enemy before the end of officer's turn, the ally will be granted extra momentum for his kill. Nice! And Lidless Stare is a unique damaging ability that assails all targets in a white cone in front of the navigator with warp energies. The damage dealt is based on the navigator's willpower bonus. All creatures targeted by this ability must pass a willpower resistance test or become stunned. Am I in a fight right now? It says prepare for battle. Can I pause my game? Can I pause my game right now? Because we need to take a break. We can and we will. Alright, perfect. Let's take a short break and I will see you all in the next episode of Rogue Trader. Until then, thank you everybody for watching. Have fun whatever you do. Take care of yourselves. And don't forget, keep on gaming. I will see you all next time.